being a Chelsea fan, I was just kind of optimistic that we'll win because we've had a very bad form this season.
Clash of the Titans between the two London rivals, Chelsea versus Arsenal. Already Man City has overtaken Arsenal on the lead of the table with 30 matches played. A win for Arsenal today, Arsenal will automatically overtake Manchester City. Let's go hear what the fans have to say. Hello viewers, you are welcome to the show. This is the Premier Sport Fan Center and this is a live segment of the show. Today we are covering the match between Manchester City vs Liverpool. A derby that everybody wants to watch. Wherever you are, just stop what you are doing and click to Premier Sport Fan Center, where we will give you an absolute update and absolute analysis of all the matches. A lot of talking in the match between Liverpool and Manchester City. Well, it's one of the biggest matches. It's one of the biggest matches that you don't need to miss. And Premier Sport Fan Center will give you the best. Like I always say, don't forget to subscribe. Remember to subscribe. Just click the subscription button and you'll be on. Always will give you the alert whenever we are on. Today is the match between Manchester City and Liverpool. And right now, with me in the studio, well, I will not introduce my guest because it's a special one. The special one, I will come back later after a short break. After I've given you a view of what the fans are saying. What the fans are saying in the feed. The fans of Liverpool, the fans of Manchester City, their thoughts over this match. I will be back in a moment. Let's hear what the fans have to say about this match before we come back fully to analyze the match and to discuss the live matches. My name remains Egbenue. Thank you very much. We'll be back in a moment. This is Premier Sports Fan Center. Right, it's another England derby, the biggest match of the season, and it is between Manchester City vs Liverpool. Manchester City sits second on the table, and Liverpool sits sixth on the table. Another derby in England. And right here with me, I have Manchester City fans. They want to talk about the match. So what is your name?
Kachi.
Kachi, and you?
Munachi.
Munachi. Right, both of you Manchester City. So what are your thoughts over to this match? Big, very big match. Liverpool vs Manchester City.
No matter what, I feel we win. But I feel that the win will not be much because Liverpool has been playing well lately. They beat Man U and stuff like that. But I have the confidence that we'll win.
And you?
Yeah, also we'll win too, but the win will not be that much.
Right.
Even without Haaland.
Even without Haaland, we'll play well. And Alvarez will perform on goals.
All right. You believe you are going to win, knowing fully well that Liverpool is a very formidable team, a team that anybody that wants to play will have to get ready. Though lately we've seen their form not 100%, but when it comes to big teams, they wake up. Like we saw them played against Manchester United. Sorry, a very big team. They came to the party and defeated Manchester United 7-0. And today there's going to be another big team. So don't you think they're going to put surprise today also?
I feel that if they were at home, they can put surprise. But now that I'm in my house, I don't think they can win me in my house.
You don't think they can win in your house, are you?
That can't be yours. We can't take 7-0 at the Etihad. No.
They can't take 7-0, but they can defeat you at home. Look at the camera.
No, at home, no. Well, I'm going to win today.
You're going to win today. So what make you feel that Manchester City is going to win? Is it the tactics of Manchester City? Is it the attack? Is it the defense? Knowing fully well that Haaland is not going to play today. From the information, Foden also had injury. The match he played, he was substituted because of the injury when England played. During the international break. That's to tell you that your major attackers are not present today. And it will be very difficult for you to score against Liverpool. Having good defenders in Liverpool, we have Trent Alexander, they have Van Dijk. Very strong defenders. What makes you feel Manchester City is going to beat them today?
If you look at both teams, you see that both teams have been playing really well, but currently now you can't compare Manchester City to Liverpool. Of course, Man City are still ahead of them in present form. My forwards, Grealish, likes of Grealish, Mahrez, Alvarez, they are currently on form now, and they will do great even without Haaland and Foden.
And you?
Manchester City are playing Liverpool, no Haaland playing Liverpool. And I think we're going to perform really well in that match, especially Alvarez. Spotlight on him. He's going to perform, score, and we also have good wingers that can fill in place of Foden. Like, we can play Bernardo Silva on the right, and we can play Foden, we can play Grealish on the left, and Mahrez on the right too. So that's not a big problem for Pep.
Okay, that's not a big problem for Pep. So I want you to tell me your best 3 Manchester City player, your favorite player, personal favorite player. Now you say this is my personal. It's not because of what he's saying, or it's not because of what he will say, but your own personal. Can you just mention 3 players for me?
Foden, Haaland, and De Bruyne.
Foden, Haaland, and De Bruyne. And you?
For me, on the defense, I prefer Ake because currently now he's on form. Then from the midfield, KDB has been really good, but I take Bernardo. Then from the forward, of course, Haaland is currently on form.
All right, so what is your prediction for today's match?
3-2.
3-2 in favor of Manchester City. And you?
3-1.
3-1 in favor of Manchester City. All right, it's nice talking with you guys. I just hope your prediction comes. 26 for Liverpool. Manchester City sits second on the table of the league. And today, the 2 giants of England are going to crack it. And I know it is the grass who is going to suffer it. With me, I have a Liverpool fan to talk about this match. Bro, what is your name?
My name is Dami.
Dami Lola. So, are you a Liverpool fan? So, what are your thoughts? What are you thinking about the match between Liverpool and Manchester City?
Well, I won't be biased. I'll say Man City. Man City is going to kill Liverpool.
Is it Manchester is going to kill Liverpool? Oh, are you trying to say Manchester City is going to revenge what Liverpool did to Manchester United?
Yeah, definitely.
7-0. But as a Liverpool fan, you know, I just hope you are optimistic about Liverpool, because Liverpool is not an underdog team. It's one of the biggest club in the EPL, and you can't just conclude that Manchester City is going to defeat them today. So there are a lot of positivity in the Liverpool squad, and those are the positivity I expect you as a Liverpool fan to be counting.
Well, I would say Man City are stronger than Liverpool in every aspect, from the defense to the midfield, and I think that's what Liverpool has been lacking since the beginning of the season. The midfield is empty. The defense line is very easy to, break the defensive line. Talking about Trent, Alexander-Arnold, he has been very poor defensively. So I think Man City will be able to open that defensive line.
You say they will be able to open that defensive line, but looking at it, Liverpool have the best defender when it comes to the English Premier League. You have the likes of Van Dijk and the Alexander Arnold you just mentioned right now. And if you look at their head-to-head between Manchester City and Liverpool, it is Liverpool who has higher rating than Manchester City, because in the last 10 matches played, Liverpool has won Manchester City 5 times, Manchester City won 3 times, and they drew 3 times. So that's to tell you that head-to-head, Liverpool is better. So why, as a Liverpool fan, I wonder why you are not convinced that Liverpool can win this match today?
Well, I'm not convinced enough, because you mentioned Van Dijk the other time.
Yeah.
I think Van Dijk has been very poor as well since his injury last year. And I think in order for us to at least pick out a draw in this match, I would say Klopp should change that defensive line. You can start Konate with another defender, but not Van Dijk.
Not Van Dijk, because the attack of Manchester City is very, very strong. No, though there is rumor that Erling Haaland will not play this match. We didn't see him in the match. They played in Norway. Norway played. We didn't see him. And Foden is also having injury. So that's to tell you that the best attackers of Manchester City, they are absent in today's match. So that would bring a relief to Liverpool. So with the absence of those brilliant attackers, don't you think Liverpool can take opportunity of that and win today's match?
Well, I don't think so, because if you look at Man City, they've been playing without a striker for so long. I think Haaland just joined them last season, so I think they will still do what they want to do. They will still do what they want to do. I think they have midfielders who can also supply the goals. They have De Bruyne, they have Gundogan who can supply the goals for them. So I see Man City winning this.
All right, I see Man City winning this, but despite that fact, as a Liverpool fan, can you just give me your 3 best Liverpool players? Mention their name and give me one reason why you like them.
Nunez, Gakpo, and Konate.
Konate. What of Mo Salah?
Salah as well.
Salah, so that's 4. Yeah. Out of this 4, can you pick your best 3? Just 3.
I'll go with Nunes, okay. Salah, and Konate.
Yeah. All right. Why do you call Nunes? You know, Nunes, when he came to Liverpool, he did not pick form, but in recent play we've seen him, you know, picking form and making a lot of impact, making a lot of positivity, contribution to the team to win. Yeah.
I think Nunes has improved a lot, and he's scoring goals per game. His goals per game has improved a lot, even his assists. So I feel like his influence, and the last time he played against Man City, he scored. Yeah. So I think he's going to perform very well.
All right,
that's if he gets the assists.
That is if he gets the assists. Okay, that is nice. So what is your prediction for today's match?
I would say 3-2.
In favor of Liverpool?
In favor of Man City.
In favor of Man City. All right. I just hope your prediction come true. Thanks, Takudo. All right, you have heard what the fans said. Passionate fans, they have said it the way they think about it. And right now, we are in the studio live. The match between Manchester City vs Liverpool. We are here live watching the match. And we are going to give you an update. And we are going to analyze the match the way it is. Right here with me in the studio, I have a special guest. Though you will call him a guest, but it's not a guest. He's also a presenter and also a host. Mr. Adeyemi. You're welcome to the studio.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, nice for having you. And this is the 66th minute, the second half of the match between Manchester City vs Liverpool. And it is 3-1 in favor of Liverpool. What an encounter, what a cracker. What a spectacular performance we have seen in the matches. What a struggle, what a defensive display, and what a striking display we have seen in both teams. It has been a credible match. Well, I will not say it alone. I will not say it alone. I have with me a specialist in the studio. You know, he has never missed a prediction before. You know him. He has always said it the way it is. With me in the studio to discuss this very particular match, we have seen the first goal was scored by Mo Salah, against all expectation, and a equalizer from the side of Manchester City by Julian Alvarez. Julian Alvarez equalized the goal. And we saw De Bruyne also scored the second goal, and the third goal was scored by Gundogan. What an encounter. So far, so good, Mr. Adeyemi. What do you have to say about this match? In fact, we have been entertained here. These are the kind of matches I want to watch. These are the kind of match I want to talk about. Yeah. How do you feel about the match right there?
You know, goals make football come alive.
Yeah.
Even when the play is not that incredible. When you see goals, you sit at the edge of your seat. And this game, you know, is a rivalry. Man City and Liverpool, the rivalry began not long ago, but it has been eaten up. You know, Liverpool has been woeful this season. They have been very poor, despite the signings and all. So that has explained how they went 1-0 ahead, and now they are trailing 3-1, conceding 2 goals in the space of 20 minutes in the second half.
Wow.
That's a very, very poor statistics about them. But what can we say? Man City deserved the lead.
All right, he said Man City deserved the lead, and actually Man City deserved the lead because they came out in full to win this very particular match, and we can see substitution. We can see 4 Liverpool players at the same time by Jordan Klopp bringing in 4 players. I don't know what he want to achieve, because looking at the lineup so far, you see that Liverpool is playing 4-3-3 and Manchester City is playing 3-2-1. 3-3-2-3-1. Yeah. You understand? Despite the fact that Eli Haaland is absent in this match because he had an injury, a groin injury, and Foden is also absent in this very particular match because his appendix was also removed. We saw him in a match between England versus Ukraine. The match, you know, England won versus Ukraine. He was part of it, but he was substituted in the second half of the match. But today we are not seeing him. It's not in this very particular match.
Yeah.
Yes, and but we've seen Alvarez came in replacement of Erling Haaland, and he has made an impact.
Yeah, you know, when you want to start a season in football, one of the criteria in you being one of the contenders is the depth of your squad. When you have depth, you know, when you miss the first team player and the second team player comes in and just clicks in and start doing the job as if the first team player never existed. That's what you get when you bring in Alvarez, the World Cup winner, to come and sit in for Haaland. So when you have squad depth, all you can just do is, you know, you plug and play. And that's what Man City has been doing. Man City has been enjoying squad depth over the years. That's why when you see when it is the main time of the season where things are meant to be done, where results are meant to be gotten, you see Man City coming to the party because, you know, marathon football, you play a lot of matches. When you play a lot of matches, fatigue will come in, stress will set, especially this kind of unique season where we had the World Cup in between the season. So it will stretch the players. You know, the season that is meant to end maybe May now, we'll be going towards the end of May, and you know, many of them traveling, you know, traveling alone is stressful. You travel to the World Cup, you come back, you go for resumption and all those things. So it will tell on your players. And mainly all these big teams, they are the ones that has most numbers of players that played at the World Cup. So they will tend to suffer more from it. So the only thing you can get is to have a squad depth. And that is what has been working for Man City so far. So far, so good for them. They deserve the league.
That is what has been working hard for Man City. And if you look at the international break, you know, all the Manchester City, we had 18 of the players of Manchester City, they were away to their own home, in their own country. They represented their country in the match. We have De Bruyne, he played for Belgium. We have Ake, he played for Netherlands. We had the Grealish, and the rest of them, they played for England. We have Foden also played for England, and he secured an injury during the international break. And they all did very well. In fact, they won. All the Manchester City players, they won in their country because of their own contribution to it. And today they are here in Manchester City against Liverpool, one of the biggest matches so far. Because Manchester and Liverpool always have an edge over Manchester City. Because in the last 10 matches they played so far, Manchester City won thrice, Liverpool won 5 times, while they drew 3 times. You understand? That's to tell you that Liverpool always have edge over Manchester City. We've seen them did well. We've seen De Bruyne in the match against Belgium and Germany. It ended 3-2, and we saw what De Bruyne did. De Bruyne came up, he scored a goal, he created assistance. Oh my God! And Manchester City have made it 4, and it is Grealish who is supposed to be the man of the match today, because we saw him stopped a counter-attack. You know, a counter-attack from Mo Salah. He stopped that, and he was able to create an assist. He was the one who created the assist for De Bruyne to score. And here we have seen him scoring a goal. And there is no doubt for him to be the man of the match. From the right side of the field, representing Manchester City. What a goal. What do you have to say, Mr. Idemi?
You know, when you have players that are flexible with the ball, players that can use the ball, players that see passes, players that see runs, you know, players that understand when to make run and when to set a pass. See, when Man City got Grealish, 100 million, some people were saying all sorts of things, but I knew that this guy was going to plug and play. Maybe not as soon as we thought, but sooner or later, if he has the right attitude under a coach like Guardiola that understands the practical, the tactical, and the technical aspect of the game, he will look at that one. He was the one that gave the first pass.
He gave the pass, and it was a combination.
Then he received the pass back.
A pass combination.
You see, these are training movement. You know, they do all these things in training.
You can only see that in Real Madrid between Vinicius Junior and Benzema.
Yes, that combination. When you take one back, You know, it's a triangular play. You know, the stress off Salah. So Salah can just take the ball and score the goal. But now, Man is not there. Look at Liverpool is not so different from a Tottenham team so far. If you look at their performance. Yeah, honestly, when you look at it from an honest view, they are not really different from a Tottenham squad. Because Tottenham will also do something close to this against Man City. And that explains why they have been struggling this season. They need to find... I guess maybe when Diaz is back, they can get more options. But right now, it's a very, very disheartening time to be a Liverpool fan. to do the damage. That's what happened in this game. Now, it was so, unusual for them to go 1-0 down. But look at how they have rallied themselves back into the game. Look at how the runs, the movement of Grealish, so far so good. He has been fantastic. So look at De Bruyne now. You see something on De Bruyne now. Like the stress of the team has eased a little. Look at Man City 2-3 years ago. It was like when De Bruyne don't play, Man City don't play. So the stress was much on De Bruyne. So now look at De Bruyne. De Bruyne can afford to relax a little bit because there's Grealish. For last season, when Grealish came in, he was not really performing. But sometimes it takes time for you to sink into another coach philosophy and direction of football. But so far, so good. Grealish has been the main man on the field. So I agree with you.
Good.
Grealish has been.
Oh! That would have been the second goal for Grealish.
Yeah.
A left footer. He uses his left foot.
He used the two.
He's a both-sided player.
He used it.
He used the two. All right, let's talk about the managers.
Yes.
If you talk about the managers, Jordan Klopp versus Pep Guardiola, they are one of the outstanding coaches in the Premier League right now because both of them have a similar record. Pep Guardiola has won the best coach of the season twice. Jordan Klopp has also won it twice.
Yeah.
Then when we come to head, we see that Jordan Klopp has won more matches than Guardiola. But when we talk about trophies, we see that Guardiola has
Barcelona too is a huge team. Barcelona can afford to buy any player on the planet. Now, coming to Man City, the money bags. They have the money. Look at this squad is worth over $1 billion. You know that? This Man City squad. So that's why I said it's relative. If you want to compare now that Liverpool is beginning to spend, then you cannot say, okay, maybe we can compare now that he's in Liverpool. But when he was in Dortmund, you can't really compare somebody that is bringing up talent with somebody that they are giving him talent. Players that are already made players. It's different for you to cook a food and they give you food way done. You just eat. But when you have to prepare sometimes you finish preparing it and you're already tired. You just take it. That's how it is. You just walk on the boys, you do more of coaching. That's why you have to give it to Arteta this season. He did more of coaching since last season on improving the players' personal performance. It's different when you get players that are ready-made. It's different when you coach players. There are direction ones. There are, the players' capacity technically. When you know where to drop the ball, when to receive it, running into space. Football is strictly timing. When you don't get the right time, you get to offside. Wrong timing, interception. So when you are working on the players personally, that is coaching. You coach, singular coaching. You handle this. That's why he has assistants. Just give instruction. Do this for this. So that's why you have to really, really give Arteta a really big a round of applause.
A really big round of applause. Yes. But right now, this very particular match is between Manchester City and Liverpool. And right now, we're talking about Pep Guardiola. Yes. And Pep Guardiola is the one who trained Arteta.
Of course.
It's the one who
you know, like the gas, like.
Yeah.
Have you seen a lion give birth to a dog?
No.
That's how it works.
Yeah, Pep Guardiola is Pep Guardiola who creates.
Pep Guardiola.
Yeah.
And if you look, under the best.
Yeah. And if you look at Arteta also have good record
But
because he has won the FA Cup twice. He has won the Super Cup, the Scottish Cup once. You understand? He has won the Scottish League once. You understand? That is his own record so far.
Yeah.
You understand? A lot of people will say it's coming from nowhere. Actually, it came from nowhere and is becoming somebody.
Yeah, of course.
He's becoming somebody. And right now, we are talking about Guardiola, the comparison between Klopp and Pep Guardiola.
Yeah, for an average sport fan, we pick Guardiola. It's obvious. But when we now go deep,
you pick Pep. Yes. Do you know when you go deep, you pick Pep? Because one, when you look at where Liverpool is coming from,
yes,
Liverpool, nobody. In fact, Liverpool was not reckoned with because they were downward because nobody knew where they were coming from.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But it was when Pep Guardiola came from Borussia Dortmund to Liverpool,
give them
direction. And we saw them
pattern
of play. We saw them. They won Champions League. You know what I'm saying? They won the Premier League also.
They won
everything under Jurgen Klopp.
Yes.
So you cannot say Pep Guardiola is better than Jurgen Klopp. Do you want to say that?
No, achievement has grade.
Good.
When you talk about Guardiola won all these trophies in Barcelona in one season.
Just in Barcelona. In Bayern Munich, he did not win anything.
He won the league.
He won the German Bundesliga.
He had one.
Apart from that, he did not win any international outside German league.
Yes, we agree.
Now he came to Manchester City and he was able to win the Premier League.
He has back to
back. That's indigenous league.
Yes,
but he has not won the international.
He won the treble in the Premier League.
Yes,
winning FA Cup and League Cup and the Premier League.
The same season. But he did not win any international like the Champions League, the Europa League.
To whom much is given, much is expected.
Yeah,
he was given a lot. He had free hand in this team. He dictates who they bring in and who they sell. If he says, go and get me these guys, they give them overpriced amount for many of these guys. And they still pay just to give him what he wants. So if you are comparing a club at a Dortmund that cannot really say, bring me this guy, and they bring it for him. With a Guardiola from Barcelona days, that they can, he asked for Ibrahimovic. They gave it to him in Barcelona. In Bayern Munich, just hardly a player. He asked for Thiago Alcantara. They gave it to him in Bayern. So when you have a team that they have the financial muscle to get all these things.
Oh, my man of the match is going out, and that is Grealish.
Yeah.
He's going out. He has been substituted. But Palmer is coming in for Grealish.
Yeah, that's a young star.
Do you think he really deserves it? Already they have won the match, let me say.
No. You know when
it is 4-1 already.
No. When you have important matches, you keep your best legs. When you have a player perform very well, you remove him to come and rest. Because you will be so pained if he gets injured towards the end of the game.
But prior to this match, and a lot of people did not recognize the impact Grealish brought into the squad of Manchester City. A lot of football lovers did not recognize that. But I recognize it right from the beginning. What I was saying, anytime when Manchester City play, I say Grealish is a tricky player.
Very fast.
Very, very tricky. Yeah. He will implicate you. If you come to him, if you don't implicate him, he will pass you, he will dribble you, and get to the 18 box or get to the 16 box. And before you know it, he will create a damage.
because it is relative. Relative in the sense that there are different conditions for these people to prosper. They manage different teams, they run different ways. So you cannot compare what is available to Pep with what is available to Klopp. That would be injustice. That won't be fair on Klopp. How much has Liverpool spent so far? This Man City team is over $1 billion in worth. So you can't compare. You can't compare. But if you now say football achievement-wise, Guardiola has more.
All right, Guardiola has more, and it is the 91 minutes into the second half, and 3 additional minutes have been added into this match. It's not much. And it is 4-1 in favor of Manchester City. Liverpool will manage to score 1.
Yeah.
Now, although, a lot of it didn't start on time, but we have to talk about it. I wanted to talk about the defenders because I've been talking about strikers most of the forward. But if we talk about I wanted to talk about defenders because I wanted to talk about Van Dijk. I wanted to talk about Trent Alexander-Arnold. But we've spoken about them partly. But I also wanted to talk about the defense of Manchester City.
Yeah.
There is a defender that is not recognized. The best defender right now as a stand for Manchester City is Rodri. Because he has had 131 passes interception for Manchester City.
Yeah, when you are playing the DM, your job is to intercept passes and to stop runs. So when he was simply doing his job, he's not really a defender. He's just a defensive midfielder. When you want to talk about a defender now, you say, okay, somebody that sits at the back and stop. Either can. Sometimes Rodri joins the attack.
Yeah.
Yes. You see Rodri joining the attack, and before you know it, his performances is showing he's a very, very good number 4. Man City got an almost equal replacement when they were trying to replace Fernandinho before he left. So Rodri has been fantastic, no doubt. But let's see how consistent he will be over the coming years.
All right, let's see how consistent it will be over the coming years. The match has just come to an end, and it is Manchester City who have won the match by 4-1 against Liverpool, against every expectation. Nobody thought of Manchester City winning this match because I was thinking it's going to be a cracker, probably a draw, probably Liverpool win. But right now, we saw in the absence of Allard, Foden's, they were absent in this match. Manchester City was also able to win this match. We saw Guardiola come to the party. Gundogan scored a goal. De Bruyne also scored a goal. And other players scored goals against our expectation. And it is 4-1 and the match have come to an end. So what do you have to say?
4-1 win. The better team won. And Man City deserved the whole 3 points. They came to play. They came to the party. They are doing well. They've been fantastic. So far, so good. And it's one thing for one man to score the goals. It's another for you to score 4 goals and 4 different goal scorers. It shows how improved the squad is.
I personally have not announced Grealish as the man of the match. But if you look at it, the camera has been on him. They've been focusing on him, showing him from his movement he was substituted at the 86th minute of the second half. You see all the cameras focusing on him. Probably they are in agreement with me that Grealish is the man of this match.
What can you say? 2 assists, 1 goal. Is it 2 assists? I think.
Yeah.
2 assists.
1 assist, 1 goal, and 2 saves.
2 goal involvement.
Remember, there was a counter from Liverpool, and it was the one who saved that goal from the
interception.
Yeah, he's intercepted it.
So he had a good game because if that second goal had gone in, Liverpool might not be able to come back into the game. But so far, so good for Man City. They are 2 points off the top position, and let's see if it's just going to be an interesting end of the season. And when you 2 gladiators are fighting, you see who can hit you the hard the most. And, based on antecedents, Man City has been showing quality, towards the end of the season when they need to amass points, they amass it. And that's an example of today, winning 4-1. That's a statement winning. And so far, so good, they are doing well.
Right, today is April 1st. Today is April 1st.
Yeah.
I want to tell you something.
Yeah.
Graham Potter has been sacked.
By Chelsea?
Yes.
I know it's April Fool.
You know it's April Fool. All right. April Fool, he got me. You know, he got me. He was right. I was trying to pull his leg, and but he was so smart to know that I was doing him April Fool because he's up to date. You know what is happening. I can't move his leg. So that is a great one for you. All right. But this very particular match now,
Yes, sir.
Manchester City has been able to cover the gap. 8-point lead from Arsenal. Now they are able to cover 3 points, and it remains 5 points.
With one game in hand.
If Arsenal lose today, that means it will remain 5. But if Arsenal wins today's match against Leeds, that means it's going to remain 8 matches. 8 points ahead of Manchester City.
I don't see Arsenal losing today. But in football, anything can happen. So, no matter what, let's just see what will happen. Arsenal has been playing with stuffs of champions, and I still think Arsenal is going to win today.
Yeah. You know, when we come to Liverpool, when we come to Manchester City, a lot of people, they don't like Manchester City.
But a lot of people like them too.
No, not a lot. Because greater percentage don't like them. In Nigeria. But few percentage like Manchester City.
Yeah.
But we have to give it to them. Because right now, as it stands, they've won Liverpool in the Premier League, pursuing Arsenal, who is in top of the Premier League. And they are right also in the UEFA Champions League. You understand? In the group of 8. They've qualified for the group of 8. And in the FA Cup also, they've qualified for the group of 8.
The quarterfinal.
The quarterfinal of the match. And that's to tell you they have a lot in their hand. But right now, in this very important match, we see them winning 4-1 comfortably at the Etihad.
Yeah. To whom much is given, much is expected. Guardiola has been given a lot. A lot. When you see the way Man City has spent money over the years, when you see it, you know that Guardiola has no excuse not to be winning trophies. No, I don't think there's any other team in the European top 5 leagues that has spent for the last 5 years as much as Man City has done. They, getting a right back for over 50 million, a left back, those amounts ridiculous. When you look at it, Mahrez was around I think 60 to 70 million. Those are huge. De Bruyne was around 50 million. Alan 60-something million, around 60 million. Grealish, our man of the match today, around 100 million. They've spent
a lot of money. But it's an investment. But when you look at it presently at the stand, those players bought at those amounts cannot be sold at those amounts. You cannot sell Erling Haaland below 120 million now or 150.
Erling Haaland.
You can let me continue. You cannot sell Grealish below 100 million that it was bought.
Yes.
You cannot sell De Bruyne between 60-something million that it was bought. You understand what I'm saying? You cannot sell Foden because one, Guardiola has really, Manchester City have really brought out the talent, have really brought out the true colors of these players and what they can do. So it's an investment.
You mentioned a part of the team.
Yeah.
There's Calvin Phillips. They brought in, I think, almost 50 million. His value has depreciated. They just gave Bayern Munich without paying a dime. João Cancelo.
And let me tell you, João Cancelo. I wanted to talk about the best defenders in Manchester City right now. As it stands, the best defender in Manchester City is Rodri. Do you know why? Rodri has had 131 passes interception.
Why is
then you have João Cancelo also, who has been,
What I'm saying is, you can't compare the way a DM will intercept passes with a centre back. His job is to shield the defense. And what are you shielding? It's not like work front. It's for you to intercept runs and passes. from getting to your defense. So when you are doing a good job, you will have more numbers than your defense, your center back. It's only normal in football. You know, when you see defensive arrangement, he plays in front of the defense. So before the ball gets to the defense, they will have to first pass through him. So that's why that will explain why he has been having more interception than the center back.
But when we talk about the interception, you know, when you want to talk about the statistics of defenders, one, you talk about their interception, two,
of course,
you talk about even their contribution.
Because
let me tell you, as it stands right now, in the present day, those who are playing football, who are current in football, you know that Sergio Ramos remains the best defender.
Of course.
Do you know why?
Sergio
Ramos remains one of the best defenders. And we also talk about Van Dijk. We also talk about Trent
Puyol,
and Alexander.
Puyol,
you know, no. I am Puyol. All those they have retired.
You can't leave them. They are guys.
They are retired, but now I just wanted to focus on those.
Okay, the ones that are playing.
That are playing right now.
Okay, of course. You have Thiago Silva.
Yeah.
You have Sergio Ramos, like you said.
Yeah.
You still have these guys like currently Diaz.
You have Van Dijk, Alexander. You have William Saliba of Arsenal.
Saliba is just coming up.
He's just coming up.
Saliba is not.
Do you know that Saliba has had more interception than even Rodri? Saliba has had 137 interception.
Defender. You can't rate a player based on one season performance.
Yeah.
Consistency is very key.
Yeah.
So you see, defenders that I'm mentioning has had consistency. We can blame Van Dijk that is down this season. Players have one season off because they are only humans. But Van Dijk has been consistent since I think 2018, 2019.
Yeah.
This is 2023. Since 2022 that he's been having it's not as if the performances he is having is very bad. It's just not the exceptional way we used to know him. So okay, look at it. You count Thiago Silva. You counted this guy Sergio Ramos. We counted Diaz. We counted Varane. It is an error to include Saliba in that list. Saliba is just coming up.
Yeah.
It's just having.
Do you know why I read him? I'm talking about the present.
We talk about the present. But when we are talking,
if you want to talk about the defense of all time, you will not add Sergio Ramos. Sergio Ramos will remain like fifth because there are other Ashley Cole.
If you want to talk about all time, you won't limit it to 5. Yeah. We will be talking about almost 20 to 30 players.
Yeah, we'll be talking. But I only limit it to the present.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Those that are playing, that's what I mean by present.
Yeah.
The ones that are still playing, that are still active.
Yes.
It's not as if Chelsea is topping the table.
Yeah.
But you can single out Thiago Silva.
Yeah.
It is simply just reality that you see. That this guy, you can see a good player amongst a dying team.
Yeah,
you still single him out. That
because in the
same thing Osimhen in our national team.
There's this proverb that says, in the city of the blind,
one
eye man is the king. One who has been outstanding.
No, but Thiago Silva is not one eye man. Thiago Silva is honestly
a two-eye man.
Okay, look at it. Give me one team in Europe, top 5 leagues, that Thiago Silva will not bench their best centre back. Give me one team. From Madrid to Barca to PSG to Bayern to Man U to Man City give me one team that Thiago Silva will not walk into their centre back. That's what you say. But I can give you 5 teams in that top 5 leagues that Saliba cannot enter yet until he has proven himself over 2-3 seasons. Consistency.
But right now, wait. You know why I call Saliba? Because right now, if we talk about Arsenal,
he's performing.
Now he's performing, and let me tell you why I am including him. Because if you want to check the best defensive team in the Premier League right now, is either in Arsenal or in Manchester City.
Yeah.
Because Arsenal,
they consider the less
number of goals. Arsenal considered 26 goals, while Manchester City considered 25. With this goal scored today by Liverpool, it is 26. So Arsenal 26. Manchester City 26. That means they are in bracket position. Yeah. So if we want to talk about the best defenders, we'll be looking at Manchester City and Arsenal.
Yeah, statistics can be deceiving. That's one of the issues we are having in football now. Why is money underrated that Liverpool is suffering from? Statistics. You can't, how many goals did Mane score? How many assists did he have? What? When you talk about Will Costa, you talk about Edgar Davies, guys that didn't really pull so much assist, but they Nedved. When you talk about guys, you talk about Ruud Gullit, you talk about guys that they are master of the game, but they didn't score much. Would that take anything from them? How many assists did they have? That should not take anything from them. Makilele, how many goals did he have for Real Madrid? But it was fantastic. So statistics sometimes, most times, this current football is deceiving.
It's deceiving. We are short of time. We are short of time. But before we go, there's one thing I want to talk about. I want to talk about Erling Haaland. The man of the moment, the man who has scored 28 goals and right now set to break all records. Because if we talk about all records, I mean that even in the records of Manchester City, because in the Manchester City, he has a lot to do. Because Sergio Aguero has a record in Manchester City, who has scored more goals in all time. He has scored 212 goals. And it's a challenge for Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland should not think that he has arrived, right?
Of course.
He should wake up himself. But though, right now, if we want to talk about this present season, in the Premier League, he has scored 28 goals. In the Champions League, he has scored 10 goals. That means he has scored 38 goals already in this season. And he has beat the record of so many people. Right now, if we talk about the Premier League, one who is having the highest record is Mo Salah, who has scored 32 goals in one Premier League season. And right now, Erling Haaland is having 28. Do you think he can break that record?
Yeah. On a final note, I think football can be predicted or might not be predicted because sometimes Haaland can decide to leave. Haaland might stay. Aguero stayed for a long time for him to get those number of goals. But looking at him staying long in Man City and still having assist masters like De Bruyne, Grealish,
Foden,
Bernardo Silva and Foden around him, it would tear that number.
But if Haaland is your brother, what will you advise him? Personally, I will not advise him to leave Liverpool because this is where you break all records. Man City, sorry. Should not leave Man City because this is where he will break all records. If he stays in Liverpool, in Manchester City, he have the ability to break all records and the opportunity to break all records. But if he leaves, I don't think any other team can give him what he's getting right now.
No. It's no secret.
Good.
It needs to. What is good for him now is to stay for at least 5, 6, 7 seasons. He's still young. So he's still young. So if he still stays 7 seasons, he will still be 28.
Yeah.
And he still has more.
All right, that is how best we can go for today. This is the Premier Sport Fan Center, and the match have come to an end. Manchester City vs Liverpool, and it was 4-1 in favor of Manchester City against all expectation. Manchester City is still running, is still pursuing Arsenal to cover up the 8-point gap. And there is still hope because we have 10 matches left for them to cover that. And it is possible for them to cover it. This is the Premier Sport. My name is Mene Gwinewe. Please, don't forget to subscribe. It is when you subscribe, you always get the best from us. From what we have discussed so far, you have gotten a lot of analysis, a lot of secret about football. We have been able to tell you 1 or 2 things if you are smart to pick it from us. Don't go away. This is the end of the match for today. It is 4-1 in favor of Manchester City. And we'll be right back 3 o'clock to cover the 5 matches awaiting us. Arsenal vs Leeds, Nottingham Forest vs Wolves, Brighton vs Brentford. It's going to be a cracker. Just in a moment, we'll be back to cover those matches. For now, it is goodbye, and we'll be back in a moment. Don't go away. In a moment, we'll be back. Thank you for staying with us.